But you're staring out the window in your little fantasy land. Kamala, hey, already? Really? Come on, like.
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or is there like...
Bad Boys for Life. It was the last movie my wife and I saw in the theater before the pandemic. So I got to ask you, both of you, but Bilall, we'll start with you. Why Ms. Marvel?
So we were editing Bad Boys for Life, and we were thinking, what is the next step? When we talked, he said, yeah, he has to be Marvel, because as you know, it's the biggest in the biz. So we were thinking, like, well, we should make, a Muslim superhero, not knowing that it existed. So when we got our agents and managers to say, there is this comic book called Miss Marvel, and they're making it. We read the comic book, and we just fell in love with Kamala Khan, her family, her world. And also just like personally connected with her story, because we are like Moroccan Belgians, and we are like in between those two worlds, kind of like Kamala is between the American culture and, the Pakistani Islamic culture. So, and she's trying to find a way. And we as teenagers, we were also, nerdy and trying to find our way, our identity. Same thing like Kamala Khan, that coming of age story that's also very universal to a lot of people attracted us to this project.
Adil, Aman is incredible. I think fans are going to fall in love with her. Why was she the right choice to play Kamala Khan?
Well, when we saw the casting tapes and her casting tape, it was a click. She had the same quirky, charming, likable vibe that we were looking for. And Iman Vellani herself, her story is really parallel to Kamala Khan's story. She is the biggest MCU fan you can imagine, and Iron Man is her all-time favorite movie in the world. And Kevin Feige is really like her idol. So, but she never thought that one day she would be part of the MCU. She never thought that she would become an actress and playing a superhero. So all of a sudden she's here, she's part of the MCU, and she just brought so much of her own personality, her own experience, her own life to the character, and she became really the heart and soul of the show.
Bilall, I felt like this was John Hughes meets Spider-Man Homecoming in its tone, in its lightness. What were the influences for you two making this?
Well, you guessed right, John Hughes as Spider-Man.
And also Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, also
Spike Lee, his funky shots that he does, and the fact that New York is a character. We want the same with Jersey for ours, so like Do the Right Thing, Clockers, all of that.
And also the animation, Scott Pilgrim and Spider-Verse. So that the animation was not even present. It was not even present in the script. It's something we really wanted to do. We really wanted to show her, dream world and her imagination, and through this animation, you can really tell that. And that's where you have these scenes, the opening scene, or when she's texting and you see the text on the walls, and when she's biking and you have the mural moving. So all that stuff is something that we really wanted. And we were afraid that, that maybe Kevin Feige wouldn't not accept it, because it's totally different than all the other Marvel projects. So we had this, we made our case. We told why we really wanted it. And to our surprise, Kevin liked it a lot. And he said, you can do it, but not too much. Use it for a good reason. So those are our inspirations, and made this show, as vibrant and colorful and energetic like the comic book was, the source material.
Adil, we don't know. I've only seen 2 episodes. We don't know much about the villain, who they are, what they represent. What can you tell us about the villain?
Well, I cannot say too much, but there will be obviously some a or multiple villains. Without saying, we don't know. But we cannot say. But the thing is that for us, what was important is that first of all, you got to set her life, and there's already enough conflict in her life upon its own. Same as us. We had tons of conflict without needing to have a villain in our lives growing up as Moroccan Belgian teenagers. So it was important to see her, maneuvering between the tradition, the parents, the high school world, which is like, a bit awkward, a bit geeky. And but all of a sudden when the powers come in, there's really the inciting incident, the catalysis that's gonna cause like extraordinary things to happen to her. And she's gonna have to grow up and to learn how to take responsibility in front of immense adversity.
How is this going to set the stage for other things that we see down the line? Are we going to see these sort of more teenage stories, or more young people being brought, or young heroes being brought into the MCU?
Well, we hope. The thing is that Kevin Feige doesn't tell us a lot. He said you got Miss Marvel. You focus on that. You're allowed to do a bunch of stuff visually. Your style, go for it. But
stay in the Miss Marvel world.
Because we would ask tons of questions like you asked.
What's happening with the Doctor Strange? What's happening with Spider-Man?
What's happening with the Marvels and all of that? And he said, only need to know basis. So if there's a problem, I'll tell you. I will never tell you why. But that was basically we don't know. We just hope that. I mean,
Kevin Feige is the only one who knows the master plan.
Yeah.
Before I let you both go, you're bringing back the OG Batman, Michael Keaton. What was it like to put him in Batgirl?
That was
mind-blowing.
Our first superhero ever was Michael Keaton as Batman. I was a 5-year-old kid, watching it. Wow, it's Batman, and to be
a kid's dream.
To be on set, obviously directing Batgirl in live action and having the OG Batman it's unbelievable. It's a big honor, big privilege.
The world has a way of making people feel small. We are connected. Each of us. To those who came before.
Cosmic.